Hello and welcome to a demonstration of creating a building and carrying out a calculation on SmartHTC.com. So the first step is to create the building, and the first step in that is to enter the building information. So let's put in a reference for the building. The road address often works well in there, and then the location. That can be either as a postcode or a latitude and longitude. And then the floor area for the building. That's the end of the required information. You can also provide this optional additional information to get a more precise calculation of the HTC of the building. So let's go ahead and do that. Let's go for a semi-detached house, for example. Say the wall type, party wall area. Now we've got some information about the heating system. So let's say it's gas heated, and you can enter the winter seasonal efficiency of the boiler here. If you don't already know that, you can look up from the make and model. Let's say we've got a backseat boiler. Other boilers are available, and pick out the boiler, and that'll populate the seasonal efficiency. Can mark on here if we've got any additional heating like solid fuels or on-site renewables. Now we're on to entering some information about the windows. So let's say we've got double glazed UPVC windows with an average amount of overshading, which is suitable for any sort of suburban situation. And then here we've got some more information about the direction that the windows face and how big the windows are on that orientation. So let's say that we've got a north-facing building, and just put in some example window areas. So that's the sum of the window area for each facade. And we can say how many people in total, including adults and children, live in the house. And you can also, if you know it, for instance, from a SAT worksheet, enter the design HTC for the building. I'm just putting in some fairly random numbers here. Here you can enter some meter readings. This is helpful if you're creating the building after you've been for your first visit and perhaps have your opening meter reading. You don't need to put them in there though, so let's go to the second step where we're going to enter our measurement data. So I'm going to click on here and select 4 files that I've downloaded from Elitech temperature sensors and upload them. Now I'm going to have to put in some meter readings, or you can provide smart meter data if you have it. So let's put in the date and time of some meter readings. Again, I'm just going to make these up. There. So these meter readings are going to need to be at least 21 days apart. And on those days, on average, the temperature will need to be more than 7 degrees warmer inside than out. You can use this slider here if you've got a slightly more complicated building and need to put in some information about on-site generation and export, electric vehicle charging, or heat pump output and input. Now we can click Upload and go to Calculation. And here we have the calculation outputs. So you can see that with that input data, I got a measured heat transfer coefficient of 140 watts per Kelvin with a confidence interval of -30 plus 28. That was 44% better than the arbitrary design figure that I put in at the start. If we divide that figure by the total floor area for the building, we get a heat loss parameter which is a measurement of the thermal performance of the building normalised by its size of 1.7, and that fits into the good range of our scale. And then we can just see some extra information about the internal temperature and external temperature over the measurement period, the average daily profile of the internal temperature over the measurement period, and the same for outside. And then finally, some detail of the temperature measured at each sensor and external temperature and solar irradiance measurements. That completes the demonstration. Thanks for watching.